Come with me on a 48-hour trip to Nashville, Tennessee, where I'm speaking at a health and business summit.
50% of men say they don't have a single person that they can open up to about vulnerable things in life. I was so scared for most of my life to be vulnerable. Not being disciplined about who I surrounded myself with, it impacted negatively everything else about my world. I don't focus on journey or destination anymore. I entirely focus on me.
It's going to be a great trip with an incredible group of people.
Someone had to do this.
It's our life.
This is
Design
life.
it.
Let's go. I realized that my flight is about an hour earlier than I thought, so I gotta hustle. Now we're ready to rock. The talk I'm giving in Nashville is going to be on the topic of the loneliness epidemic, which is something that I feel deep in my bones. There are some insane stats about loneliness out there right now. 50% of men say they don't have a single person that they can reach out to about the vulnerable things in life, about things they're struggling with. 15% of men say they have zero close friends, a figure that has 5x'd in the last 2 decades. The event and the community that it's built around is all about finding your people through health and business. So it's people that are really motivated to improve themselves, to improve their health, their lifestyle, their businesses, and it's bringing those people together for a 2 to 3 day summit where you go through a lot of shared struggle and build bonds as a result. So there's hard workouts, there's speaking, like the stuff I'm gonna be doing, there's bonding events, and it's all trying to build community around it. It's an incredible thing, and bringing people together in person is something that we've lost sight of and is so powerful. Wheels down in Nashville. That flight was absolutely chock full of business travelers wearing suits with terrible sneakers. I don't think there's a worse look in the world for a guy than a suit with sneakers, just crushing style. The one possible exception would be like really cool, trendy sneakers that are kind of like crisp with a really nice tailored suit. But what I'm seeing and what I was seeing was kind of the like dumpy old sneakers with the ill-fitting suit. You're just disrespecting both. Like, you're disrespecting the suit with the crappy sneakers, and you're disrespecting the sneakers with the crappy suit. We gotta step up, we gotta do better. Highly predictable plot twist. Same dude with the bad suit and sneakers look comes into the bathroom and with an entire open block of urinals chooses the one right next to me. I mean, dude, guy's losing on all counts right now. I feel like there's an unwritten law there that should be written. All right, slowly recovering from that fashion emergency and disaster. Didn't have time to eat before the flight, so gonna grab some breakfast before going over and seeing some absolute legends. We're not messing around with nutrition on the road. 4 eggs, bacon, avocado, and a nitro cold brew. Sticking to it. All right, so while I chow down here, the event I'm in town for is hosted by a dear friend of mine named Brian Mazza. Brian is what I call one of my yes friends, which means that when he asked me to come speak at his event, the answer was yes. It didn't matter where it was, didn't matter when it was. I was going to make sure that I was there for him because he is always there for me. When you find your yes friends, the people that are there for you during good times and during bad times, more importantly, they're willing to sit in the mud with you. You have to make sure that you are a yes friend to them, that you support them, ups and downs, because those yes friends in your life, those are the people that count. Those are the people that matter. All right, cold brew taste test at, what's this place called? Snooze cold brew, nitro cold brew, they said. This looks more like a regular cold brew, but nitro cold brew. A little bitter. Feels like it's strong, a little bitter. I'd say it's like a 6.1 on a 1 to Dunkin scale. Not bad.
Not great, not bad.
I like these Nashville prices. That would have been about $50 in New York. Little 10-minute walk over to my buddy Todd Anderson's house, former NFL player, now building some cool consumer brands, and he loves cold plunging. So I know I love him. Gonna walk over there, digest a little bit, start this day off right. Out here with my new buddy Todd, hitting a few miles. This is how business meetings are done these days.
4:45 pace.
Yeah. Nice and easy, just the way we like it. My guy Todd's got the setup back here. I think he's got about 8 cold plunges actually.
It's aggressive.
We got the vibes out here in Nashville. That's chilly. Always dunk. One more round of contrast. Let's do it. Go get some grub. Call it a day. Do hard things. Todd, why do we do hard things?
I think it moves your baseline. You can put stress in perspective.
Prepared for the involuntary chaos of life. When you take on voluntary chaos, a whole lot to be said for that. Do more hard things with friends. You can find a community of friends and people that share similar interests, share these weird things that you're into. Cold plunging, saunas, hard workouts. You're just self-selecting into a group of people that have those same values around delayed gratification, around the willingness to do hard things, around the excitement, around building yourself, self-improvement, growth. Those are the people you want to hold on to, the people you want to be around, because you're constantly going to be pushing each other to grow, constantly going to be pushing yourself to level up. Post-contrast, gotta go get some food with the boys.
Milk and honey.
Milk and honey.
It's a Nashville staple.
Nashville staple. What are we gonna get?
Trying to get something not horrible for me, but I know it has a lot of not healthy stuff there. So.
All right, we're gonna try to make good choices here in Nashville. But when you're in Nashville, you might have to hit some of that hot honey chicken, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll see what we get into. It's kind of carb loading for my Sunday half marathon, so I might be able to get away with it.
It's called justification.
That's mental gymnastics right there, baby. If I was a real influencer, I would go get onto those angel wings back there, make it happen. Made it to the hotel, heading over to the first part of this event series, which is really just a gathering where everyone meets up, a few little talks, introduction from the hosts, and you get a whole bunch of sweet fitness gear that you end up getting to wear for the next few days while you're here. So I'm excited to go check out what we've got here. Also, just a nice little downtown view of Nashville here. Not bad. Great first round of programming at this event. Ken Rideout, who's an unbelievably inspirational figure, athlete, entrepreneur, worked in finance for a long time, insane runner and marathoner, talked about how you can't accomplish anything in life without getting to the starting line. I absolutely love that. You have to put yourself on the starting line to achieve anything meaningful in life. This is the mastermind behind the HPLT events. What about this community? Like, what about putting these events together? What gets you so excited about it?
Well, like I said in the beginning of the summit, seeing everyone come here and sharpen their tools is worth it for me. So I know these people are going to go back to the communities, make society better, make their families better, make themselves better. So that's all worth it for me. And seeing how they come the first day to how they leave on the last day is remarkable. So that's what HPLT is about. It's about community.
Amazing.
There you go. My man.
Doing a good thing.
Yeah, I started in August and I'm
You do it? Something's cool, right?
to where you get a
True Food Kitchen.
He's like, I'm 2 miles out.
Hey, Plush.
What shoes did you make today?
Tiring first day. Gonna catch some sleep, and for the first time in my life, I'm gonna try mouth tape from this company, Dream Recovery. It gave us this mouth tape here. Let's see what I think of it. I don't think I put that on right. All right, we're pivoting. They have these smaller little strips. We're gonna try this instead. Good night.
Good morning. Up bright and early. It's about 4:30 a.m. We've got a group workout this morning. I gotta wake the hell up. Smacking back this AG1 element. That does not look very appetizing in this bottle. Keeping me on check on the road. They got Dunkin nearby. Look at that. 0.14 miles. You already know. Large cold brew, black. Let's get it. Gonna go get this Dunkin in, start this day off right. I did not expect to be able to do this in Nashville, so I gotta admit, while I am tired and I haven't had my coffee yet, I'm pretty happy. We got a Dunkin and we got a Starbucks. Literally the easiest choice in the world. Anyone that willingly chooses to go there instead of just going here doesn't understand coffee. This is what a happy Sahil looks like. Let's go.
What's awesome about the time we're going to spend over the next couple of days is that in these workouts, you will build bonds that you will have for weeks, months, and years to come. So you guys should be excited about this one kicking off this morning and the next 3 or 4 that we're going to have for the next 2 days. It's going to be a really special time in Nashville. So let's get it in. Let's get some hard work and go.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3. Nashville!
I've talked about darkest hour friends, finding your homies who are there with you.
Yes, sir.
In the worst times and the best times. This is one of my dudes.
I got it.
Stanford days, big dog, brown boys.
Brown boys. Looking back for
He's a
you.
little bigger than me, but we're gonna put him through the ringer on this workout. Yeah. Stanford didn't look too soft there.
That 800 was tough, man.
That was, right?
That was no damn joke. Shared struggle builds unbreakable bond. Find people that you can suffer with. Those are your real friends. These are the boys. Shared struggle. That's it.
Run, man. I didn't know.
That's how you build real friends. Cheers.
It's our life.
This is
Design
life.
it.
I have no.
Drum squad. Here at this very cool local coffee shop. I'm gonna get, let's say, an hour of prep work in for the talk that I'm giving this afternoon. Try to make sure I bring the fire, leave people with something really actionable, something they can take home and actually change in their life, create that chain reaction, create that inflection point for them. So I wanna make sure I deliver on that goal. Gonna do this prep and head back over. And of course, we got the cold brew taste test here at the this place called? Eighth and Roast in Nashville. It's a nitro cold brew. Got a good froth. A little more bitter. Not my favorite, but it'll pack a punch. Call it like a 6.7. Stick with Dunkin.
Always I remember your bad dress and how you turned my mind completely into such a mess. So
One realization from coming to an event like this, the fastest way to change your life is to spend time around people who make you want to change your life. Spend time around people who inspire you with the way they are living, push you, make you feel a little bit uncomfortable so that you want to do more, so that you want to think bigger, so that you want to go and achieve those things that you have yet to achieve in your life. If you do that, if you choose those people, curate the people that you are spending your time around, you'll be forced to level up in everything that you're doing. Makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, it's a good sign that it's gonna make you wanna grow. And if you don't like your environment, if you don't like the tribe that you're surrounded by, change it. You're in control of that. I recently met this young guy in Boston who was really passionate about wellness but didn't feel like he had found his community in the city. And I told him to move to Austin. I was like, dude, take the leap, move to Austin. Austin has an unbelievable community around wellness. 4 months later, he actually took my advice. He moved to Austin and he told me that his entire life had been changed by the decision. He had a tribe, he had a community, he had people who were pushing him to grow. But it was only because he took action. It was only because he took the leap, the scary as hell thing. I gave him a piece of advice. It was a big piece of advice, but he actually took it and went and did it. That's what you have to do. If you're not happy with your environment, go and change it. Go out and make the change. Go do the crazy thing. If you can afford to do it, if you can afford to live in the way that you currently are, you can afford to make a change. There's nothing worse than wasting your precious minutes, hours, days, years of your life living a life that you don't want. So go and change it. Go and take that action. Take that leap, do that thing to surround yourself with amazing people. Because at the end of the day, life is about who, not how. When you surround yourself with incredible people, the journeys and the destinations take care of themselves.
Every way is different.
Yeah.
Where do you try
Big dogs eat.
Oh, what's up, baby?
Bang. This place is called Badass Coffee.
Back with another cold brew taste test here at Badass Coffee. Let's see what we think about that name. Ooh, that is good.
That's badass.
That's a badass coffee.
Getting nice and cozy in here with the whole squad. Ty's knees are definitely in his chest there. Not recovering from that 15 miles that this man. Medball volleyball.
Yes. No, you have to throw it from the ground. If you're step.
Your boy ain't playing this one. Gonna sit this one out. I'm hiding from this one with the half marathon on Sunday. Don't want to tear something. Trying to get competitive with these boys that are much stronger than me. Hell yeah! Beast! Cripple boy over here.
Yo. No, I'm being smart, actually.
It's called thinking smart.
Being smart. So everyone, Sahil Blue.
Thank you. Where to start on this?
I know a guy who lives in Pelham who's just like you, and I think you'll like him. And I'm like, you know, I'm married, I'm not like that. And he's like, no, not like that. Kind of like that, not like that. And he was like, no, I think you guys have hit it off.
My biggest learning since I met Brian has just been, I can filter my whole world based around this like core set of values that is going to change who I'm around and the tribe that I'm surrounding myself with. And when you do that, everything in your life comes into alignment. I spent a lot of years of my life not being disciplined about who I surrounded myself with, and it impacted negatively everything else about my world. And then I took a job in finance really because I wanted to be impressive to the external world. Everything about what I was trying to accomplish in life and what I was trying to do and the decisions I was making was about how do I make other people be impressed with me? And it was all this elaborate mask of covering up that I wasn't impressive to myself. NHL Hall of Famer named Chris Pronger, he said, being impressive to others is overrated. What's really amazing is being impressive to yourself. And so I was chasing all these things that I thought were gonna make me impressive. I thought that someday I was gonna like reach the top of whatever that mountain was and suddenly feel that feeling of like, oh, I've arrived, everything's good, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. And along that way, every single step, every single bonus, promotion, whatever the thing was that I was accomplishing that I thought was gonna give me that feeling, every step I realized it didn't. And every single time it was not enough, something else. And every single step of that, I was losing the things that were actually right in front of me that actually meant something. My relationship with my wife was suffering because I was always stressed, I wasn't present. You know, my relationship with my parents, I was never seeing them because I wasn't prioritizing it, I wasn't putting it first. So all these things that were actually really important to me were suffering and falling apart. Like my actual house was falling apart while I was chasing this fucking fairy dust in the air of whatever that next thing was. When we refocused around things that actually mattered, when we started measuring things that actually mattered in life, everything fell into alignment. Like all of the energy was there and suddenly it started flowing. So when you open up about your vulnerability, I was so scared for most of my life to be vulnerable. As a guy, now we live in a world where guys can open up and be vulnerable with one another, but people have lost those connections. Like 50% of men, I saw this recently, 50% of men say they don't have a single person that they can open up to about vulnerable things in life. That's true loneliness. You can have 1,000 friends, but if you don't have a single person that you can talk to when you're struggling, when you feel down, when your kid is sick, when your wife is sick, like when that darkness comes inevitably in your life, if you don't have a single person you can talk to, that's loneliness. We all need to be a little bit more ruthless about how we protect our energy with people in particular. You wouldn't keep eating a food that made you sick, and yet we constantly spend time around people that make us feel sick. You spend time around people that make you feel drained, that make you feel like shit about yourself, that are holding you back in some way, shape, or form, and you continue to spend time with them. Your body's trying to literally tell you something. Like when you leave and you're like, I need to go to, I need a nap. That person just drained me. Like I feel terrible. Your body is literally trying to tell you something about how you feel from spending time with that person, and you're not doing anything about it. We just need to be more ruthless about who we spend our time with, because it's the most important decision you make in your entire life. Jay talked about it yesterday with the book, The Good Life. The single greatest predictor of physical health at age 80 was relationship satisfaction at age 50. One of my biggest, I would say, learnings of the last even 6 months is there's this cliche of like focus on the journey, not the destination. I actually think it's incorrect. Like I don't focus on journey or destination anymore. I entirely focus on people, because what I find is that when I'm spending time with inspiring people and surrounding myself with inspiring people, the journeys become better and the destinations become better, and it all works out. It's like when I focus on money, I make stupid decisions that are short term. When I focus on, am I loving like this thing that I'm doing or that thing that I'm doing, I like make a bunch of short-term decisions. When I just surround myself with great people, the best business deals come up, the things that I'm super excited to work on come up, the like fun runs, the group chats, all of those things sort of come into alignment when I focus around people. And so I think there's this book that's called like Who Not How, and I've always loved that phrase. It just makes so much sense to me of like surround yourself with people who inspire you, with people who want you to think bigger and who actually want to see you succeed, by the way. Like I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio said, pay attention to who's not clapping when you win. You have to find the people that are actually clapping when you win. So it's a group chat, it's real people, and hopefully it's real people in person that you're actually going to go and interact with. It's like in this day and age, everything's digital. Everyone's like, oh, online community, this and that. There's no replacement for being in person and actually being face to face with someone and shaking their hand, giving them a hug. Like that's just human. I don't care about AI. Like everyone thinks all this stuff is going to disrupt the world. I'm very long on human connection and the ability to actually touch and feel with somebody.
Talk was a big success. Heading over to the airport to run and catch this flight home. Get back to little man and the wife, hopefully at a reasonable hour, hopefully not delayed. What a trip. What a trip.
Sometimes when I get to the airport a little bit early and I notice that there's a flight to the place I'm trying to go that leaves a little bit earlier that I could catch, I have this weird phobia that I'm gonna do that, and then the new plane that I get on is gonna crash, and I'm gonna be so pissed the whole way down that happened. It's kind of a weird thing to worry about, but I don't know. Can't justify it, can't rationalize it, but it's something I think about.
Kyle,
Thank
you have
you.
a good one.
Thank you, appreciate it. Worst coffee in America. Said it was going to take 10 to 13 minutes to get to the Uber pickup area. I think I'm about to do it in 4. Trying to get home before little man's bedtime. Let's go. Home late, haven't eaten since lunch, so first order of business before closing out this night is gonna be a nice big meal.
All right, that is about a pound of skirt steak, I don't know, 2 cups of rice, bunch of sweet potato, and a half an avocado. That is a feast and the beginning of my carb loading for this half marathon on Sunday, so.
That is a wrap on this trip to Nashville. I'm gonna go and feast on this enormous dinner and then go to bed. So, you gotta go. If you enjoyed this, you'll enjoy some of my other vlogs, routines, day in the life content, and everything in between. And as always, until next time, everybody, stay curious.